Hey guys! Okay, so today I'm going to do another tag because I don't know why I've been really into doing tags lately, and this tag has been just going around a lot. I've been seeing tons of videos on this tag, and it's about the 7 deadly sins. So it's the 7 deadly sins of beauty tag. So it's 7 questions about the deadly sins and about different makeup products, like beauty products as well. So let's get started because, oh, and I wasn't tagged by anyone, by the way, but I just thought I'd do it just because it sounded like it would be so much fun. The first question is greed, and it's what is your most inexpensive and expensive beauty items? So my most expensive beauty items, I would say, just because I live in Canada and the prices are way higher than in the US, and I would have to go with my Naked palette. When I went to Sephora to get it, and I got it pretty recently, I think I paid close to $60 for the palette. $55 or $58. So this is my most expensive beauty item. And then my most inexpensive would have to be Wet n Wild. I personally love Wet n Wild eyeshadows, but the most inexpensive one was this lipstick, 900B, and it's just a very nice kind of nudie peachy color. So it looks like this, and I can't remember how much I paid for this. I must have paid probably $1, $1.50 or something. So it looks like that, and these kinds of lipsticks are usually, I don't like them that much, but they're pretty pigmented, as you can see, so I like to use this one kind of like as a concealer in a way. Erase my lips to put a lipstick on top of that, or a lip gloss. I'll usually use this one, but they can be pretty drying too. So, but it was $1, so, or $1 something. And then the second question is hair in my mouth. Wrath. So, Wrath, what beauty products do you have a love-hate relationship with? So, I would have to say that I have a love-hate relationship with anything that comes in a little container, and it's loose, not powder, but eyeshadows. Loose eyeshadows, like for example, these ones are the Pearl Mania from NYX. As you can see, they're like almost full because it's so hard to use this kind of product because it's so messy. I usually just, even when I opened it, I think I broke one. Not this one, but it's so hard because you have to have a lid to kind of put the powder in. So it's a hassle because it takes a lot of time, and it's something that I don't do, especially in the mornings where I have to do my makeup super quick. Like, I'm not gonna pour some powder into a little container and then wet my brush and do the whole thing. So usually the pigments, I don't like them that much. I don't know why I got them, but whatever. And the second part of the question is what product has been the hardest to get? And I would have to say oh my god, if you guys had, like, I don't know if I should tell you the story, but this was like the hardest product to get ever. The Stereo Rose MSF by MAC. It was so hard to get. I'm going to try to talk really fast because I don't want this tag to be like 100 minutes long. But what happened with this product was that it sold out completely, I think in like 20 minutes when it first came out on the website, and I couldn't find it anywhere in Canada. I went to every single MAC counter, every single MAC store, everything, every single mall, and I couldn't find it. For close to like, I think I spent close to like 2 months looking for the thing, and I couldn't find it. It was just nowhere to be found. You know, it was sold out. So I completely gave up on it. I was like, I'm not going to keep looking, whatever. It's just an MSF. It'll probably be re-promoted or something because it was limited edition. And so I completely forgot about the MSF. I gave up. I was like, okay, whatever. And then I remember that I had to travel and I had to go back home. And I usually just, when I go back home, I stop somewhere in the US. So I was at the airport in Detroit, I think, or Atlanta, I can't remember. And I just had like some time to kill. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the duty free and see what they have. And they had a MAC counter. And I was just looking at the eyeshadow and whatever, and then I saw the little display of the collection, which I can't remember the name of the collection right now, but I saw the little display and I saw the Stereo Rose, but obviously like the test tester. So I was just looking at the MSF, and I asked the lady at the counter, I was like, do you guys have stereo rolls? And I was just like being like so laid back about it, because I was expecting her to be like, no, we're sold out, or it's been like months since we've had it or something. But she actually said, hold on a second, and then she opened a drawer and she only had one MSF, and it was like packaged and perfect, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, can I buy it? She was like, yeah, why are you asking me if you can buy it? Like, you can buy it, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh my god. So I couldn't believe it, and I remember just looking at the MSF and I was like, yes. I paid for the MSF, and then I got it when I was on the plane in my little duty-free bag, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, this was so meant to be. Like, and I love this MSF. It's one of my favorite products. I love it. So this was so hard to get, but I was looking for it, but then it came to me, so I don't know. Okay, gluttony. What are your most delicious beauty products? My most delicious beauty products, I would have to say, are the Revlon lip butters. I have, not most of them, I have close to 10 different shades, but I just love them because they're so moisturizing. I'm wearing one right now, which is Cupcake, which is this one. Just kind of like a blue toned pink. So I love them because they're pretty pigmented and they're really moisturizing. They don't smell and they don't have a taste either, but I think they're delicious because they make me feel really good. And this one is in Peach Parfait, which I love as well, which is just a very nice peachy color. So yeah, these ones are my most delicious because I wanted to choose a beauty item because I was going to show you guys a perfume, but I guess it's not a makeup product. So, and Sloth, what beauty product do you neglect due to laziness? I would have to say I have two different products. I would have to say face primer. This one's by Heart Candy, and I don't ever use face primer. Not due to laziness, because I could put on a primer before I put on my foundation, but I just don't like using primers that much because I don't see the difference. Maybe it's because this is a drugstore primer, so it's not going to work that good. Maybe I should try out the Smashbox primer, but I just don't really use them. I use my Revlon Color Stay foundation, and that in itself is a pretty long-lasting foundation, so I feel like I don't need a primer. And also, when I've used this one, I would notice that my face would get really oily at the end of the day, so I just stopped using it. So this one's my first one, and then the one that I do not use because I'm lazy, and because I forget, it's usually highlight, like any sort of highlighter. This one is just by Candlelight, which is an MSF by MAC, and yeah, I don't usually use highlighters. I only use them when I go out at night, for example. So those are the products that I neglect the most. Okay, so the other one is Pride, and it's what beauty product gives you the most self-confidence? I would have to say definitely concealer and foundation. It's by Heart Candy, which is just like a normal palette that comes with all the different concealers, and I've been using this palette a lot lately and I love it so much because the concealers are pretty thick, but they don't dry out your skin, and so they cover everything. So I would have to say concealer because I have a lot of I have a lot of marks from acne, and I do get blemishes, and I do have different spots and hyperpigmentation, so I feel like concealer gives me the most confidence because when your skin feels nice and it looks nice, I feel like I feel better about myself. And when I don't have enough foundation or concealer on, I do get really self-conscious because I feel like everyone is looking at my face, and I feel like my pimples and my scars are like the main focus on my face. So concealer and foundation would have to be my top products when it comes to confidence. The other one is Lust, and this one doesn't have to do anything with beauty products, but it's what attributes do you find most attractive in the opposite sex? When it comes to personality in the opposite sex, I like guys who are really confident. I would have to say that is like the main thing. Not cocky, but very, very confident. A person who's comfortable with themselves, and someone who's funny, sarcastic, someone who has good values and morals, and just a family type of person. Yeah, that's in terms of personality. And then in terms of looks, I usually go for blondes. I don't know why I have a weakness for blondes. I usually go for the guys that are kind of like the opposite of who I am. So I like guys who are really out there, who they're pretty outgoing and social and talkative, because I'm not like that. I'm actually pretty shy myself. So, and guys that don't look like me. So guys with like blonde hair and brown eyes and tan. So I don't know why. I go for the opposite. But I don't really, it's not like I look for blondes, you know what I mean? Like, it's, if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, like, I do feel attracted to like all sorts of guys. But confidence is like the main key, that's what I would say. But then I also like guys who are tall and who have like really nice back, like a pretty wide back and arms, pretty big arms, so that I feel like, you know, when he hugs me, I feel like I'm actually safe, and I feel like, you know, because you don't want like a skinny guy to kind of hug you, and I don't know, I don't like that too much, but yeah, so that's what I look for in a guy. Okay, and the last question is envy, and this is, what items would you most like to receive as a gift? I don't know. I think I would have to go with perfume, just because it's the most personal, and I don't have that many perfumes, and I've been more and more into perfumes lately, so I'm kind of in this like perfume kick. So right now I think it would be amazing as a gift, but at the same time, when it comes to beauty products and makeup, I don't have anything from like a high-end brand except for MAC, so I don't have any like Bobbi Brown products or Chanel products or YSL products or Dior products, just because I feel like they're a little bit too expensive. So something like that, any Chanel kind of beauty product would be amazing. I really want to get the Soleil Tan de Chanel, the bronzer, for the summer, so we'll see if I can find it, because I know that it's really hard to find. Or maybe like a Chanel eyeshadow blush or something like that, something from Chanel, just because it's so classy and it's beautiful. So that is pretty much it. Those are the 7 questions. Hopefully you guys liked this video, and I tag everyone, so make sure to post some comments and maybe do like a video response. So yeah, so hopefully you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys in my next video.